song was very comical, like, because I normally do not listen to the music when it comes in. Like, I hear it, when it first, for the first time when it plays on the show. But I was like, no, he was adamant, like, got some new songs. You need to play these songs, promote these songs. And I was like, let me hear these songs. And I was like, I got some exes, like, I need to send this music to. They really need to hear this song right here. Like, why did you go? They really need to hear this song. Which songs so far? Because we were just talking while this song was playing. Is this? I'm assuming these, because you got new music. Why did you go? Is it on the EP?
Yes, it is. Love Oasis, the name of the EP, and Why Did You Go is a song that's on it. Yes.
Which song do you think you've delivered your best performance so far?
I honestly believe, and Saint might disagree with me, the song that I feel like I was so into and I just gave my all is You've Got My Love. That and Love Oasis. Of course, you always give 110% when you're in the studio, but I'm just kind of biased when it comes to those two songs. But for sure, You've Got My Love comes out on top. I don't know if you've heard that one yet, but that is my song.
Like from emotional point of view, technical point of view?
I'd say more from an emotional point of view, because I'd like to make my songs really relatable, and I feel like it's a song that everybody can like attest to feeling that way. If you've ever been in love, or if you are in love, and even if you haven't been in love, it's kind of that song that embodies what it's like to feel so strongly for someone. So from a technical point of view, it's a really low-key beat. I feel like my vocals are what really shine on that song. It's what I really focused on, and I just love everything about that song in particular. Feel really happy when I listen to that. That's like, oh, I did that song. I did that. That's how I feel when I listen to that song.
And that's Love on Top. That's Love on Top.
That's You've Got My Love, and that is on Love Oasis. Yes.
You Got My Love.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he sent that one to me, but that's all right. I'm ready to pre-order. Pre-order is January 5th.
Thank you so much.
That's all I remember.
It means a lot. It really does. Yeah, and that's all
I remember
right now, honey. Because
I don't know when it comes out. It comes out in February. That's all I know. But pre-order, you can pre-order it January 5th. If anybody wants to pre-order it for me, that's I need to. If you don't want to pre-order it, it's okay. I'll pre-order it for myself. But the pre-order is January 5th. All right, it drops February, but you can pre-order it January 5th. All right, that's Love Oasis.
Yeah.
All right.
As
a female,
it drops February 5th.
There you go. As a female in this industry, we face a lot of obstacles. And what would you say the biggest barrier that you've had to overcome would be as an indie artist and as a female in this industry?
So the biggest hurdle so far has been getting my music heard, just as an indie artist, because it's all when you're new and when you're just starting out, people always, oh, it's just another indie artist. Oh, it's another email from another artist. And that to me has always been a struggle. I feel like even more so that I'm a female, I constantly have to be proving that I'm as good as, and it sounds so stupid to say it, but I'm as good as my male counterpart, because I know that I'm as good as any male artist out there. But it's just the climate of the industry as it is in a lot of other fields, and it's just on us to constantly keep proving and keep showing that we are worth this. And it's unfair, but I know that that's a struggle that I face, and it's a struggle that I'll continue to face until until change comes. And I'm trying to be a part of that change. I'm trying to be a catalyst for that movement where females, you don't feel like you have to prove your worth. It's just a level playing field. And we're in this because we love it. And it's not about the politics of the music. It's not about putting the man at the forefront. And that to me is the biggest issue I face. Just trying to always prove that I'm better than the male, and also to prove that I'm worth listening to, even though I'm not a Beyonce yet. You don't know me, but you will know me. So.
Have you suffered any resistance or skepticism from the industry because of being a female and the way that you think?
To be honest, skepticism, no, I've not encountered anything once I sing and once I show people my music, they're like, oh, okay, like you really know what you're doing. So no one's been like dubious when it comes to does she have talent or not, because that is something I work on, and I don't put a product out unless I'm sure of it, and I don't bring my music to people unless I'm sure. So I haven't really encountered anything like that. Not yet. Not yet, anyway.
Do you feel that you bring the total package? We've had a lot of females on the show that some of them struggle with a lot of issues, whether it's self-esteem issues, whether it's they don't look the part 100%. They're working on certain things, whether it's external, whether it's internal. They may be lacking in certain areas, but they feel that they don't bring the total package. They have the voice, but they're lacking in some area professionally. Do you feel that you bring the total package? The consumer can look at you and say she's the total package and what you're serving up. You feel you bring that?
I do believe I bring the total package, because when you're pursuing the arts and you want to be someone that the consumer wants, you have to believe that you are the total package. Because once you believe in yourself, other people start to believe in you. So I can sing, I can dance, I know how to put on a show. I am a performer. So I believe that I am the total package, and I try to convey that through my music and through my performances. So, of course, there's always challenges. It's human nature to feel insecure at times, or to feel like you're not enough. But I just always try to push those thoughts to the back burner, because I'm bubbling up a pot of talent at the front. So I'm just pushing that image out. You know, my insecurities are for like being nervous. That's for the backstage. But when I go on stage and when I go into the studio, I am the only artist that exists. And I try to portray that to anyone who I come in contact with. And it's not being like a braggart or anything. It's just being confident and knowing my worth and what I bring to the table.
As a former competitive dancer and
Yes.
a former pageant queen, do you prefer performing live or studio work?
100% performing live. 100%. I go to the studio and I know I have to do the song, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like why? When it's live, I'm just giving you all I've got. Like I exercise. I've had a lot of water. I'm ready to give you a show, you know. But I don't know. I really prefer performing live rather than going into the studio. Studio work is fine. That's the product, and it's getting it out there. But there's something about that synergy between a performer and the audience, especially when you have that audience. And you know the one I'm talking about, that pumped audience. It gives me this life, and it's incomparable. You can't compare being in the studio to actually doing it live. Yeah.
That's awesome. My daughter is well, she'll be 18, since she started pageants when she was 6 months old. And
Wow.
yeah, she took a few years off during her, her teen years. But as a young child, when she couldn't speak for herself, I had to do a lot of the talking for her. And so the older she got, that's when she developed, the stage presence and the personality. And, so to look at her now and see how she's blossomed and developed has been, just amazing. There's never a dull moment in my house because of how she's developed over the years. So to hear, an artist say that I prefer studio work over performing. I'm just like, no, 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 no,
that's not the way.
You got to move the crowd,
Exactly. I totally agree with you. I agree with you 110%. You have to be out there. That is where the artistry part comes in. When you're actually doing your art in front of others and you're feeling that vibe, it makes it all worth it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. What would you say is the biggest misconception that people have about your genre of music?
My genre of music, I think, because it's kind of, because I do urban pop, but then I rap and I do like dance hall music. So the biggest misconception I'd say is that people think that the urban music is like it immediately means violence, or it means, oh, so there's gonna be a shootout at the show or something. I just feel like I get that kind of energy from people sometimes, and I'm like, no, it's just like a nice. It's not necessarily calm, because I tend to get like really active on stage and I'm dancing and stuff. But I feel like that's something that people sometimes think, that if it's urban, it means, and pardon me for saying this, it means it's black, and so it's gonna be violent. And that's totally not the case. It's seldom the case.
Do you find that you write about any of those issues that people have misconceived notions about?
To be quite honest, I haven't written a lot of songs with regarding that. I think I write songs more about like poverty or things that are important to me, because I feel like if you want to attend the show or not, that's on you. For Indonesia, all the kind of real world issues, because at the end of the day, you either like the music or you don't, and I'm not gonna force my art upon someone. So I won't give people who have that misconception the time of day, because I'm too busy writing and singing about things that are actually important and things that we should collectively be thinking about, rather than buying into the stereotype.
So talk about Love Oasis. I want to go into that track next.
Yes, Love Oasis. Do you want me to talk about it right now? Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Love
the
Oasis.
Title track.
Yes, it is the Love Oasis. It's. I believe it's a beautiful song. It's about that push and pull between two lovers. You really love someone, but then you lie to them, and they really love you, but they lie to you too. So it's just about the flawed human nature, the fact that we all have our vices. But at the end of the day, if we work really hard enough, we can find ourselves in that place where love is just pure and in abundance. So the song is basically a transition from a bad place in a relationship to actually going to a love oasis, because I wanted to use this oasis in like a metaphorical way, and putting oasis with love. So we're in a desert, we're dried out, there's no love left. So somehow we put in effort and we make our way to this love oasis. It's really a nice song. I've had like a few of my friends have listened and they're just like, wow, you wrote that? Like, you're deep like that? I'm like, yes, I'm deep. So I really enjoyed recording that song. I did that song in one take, and it was just so much fun because the energy was just there, and I felt what I was singing, so it was really nice. It was really nice.